Hey, what's up, YouTube? Thought I'd hop on here real quick, give you guys an update on and a review on the DK2 Summit Elite Snowplow. For those of you who are looking to buy it, for those of you who have it and are just looking for more content about it, this is a really good video. I wish I had this video before I started looking into these plows and just to get more information about them, what goes wrong, what needs to be upkept, and so on and so forth. So the one that I'm talking about particular today is the DK2 Summit Elite Snowplow with the linear actuator. And basically I'll just get into the thick of it. So I bought it 2022 in the summer, installed it myself. If you're not as strong, or it's easier sometimes to get a friend to help you with that. Being a young buck, I just went all on it full force and did it myself, and it was pretty easy. Instructions were easy to follow, and I ended up putting it on my 2002 GMC Yukon. Haven't had any problems with the Yukon being able to push it or anything like that. It's really a theoretically good product, even though I did have some issues. So I'll get into the issues that I've had with it. Within the first push that I did, not the first push, but the first time I used it, it was probably about a good 4 hours worth of use. And I know they advertise it as like a home snowplow, but I live in the Sierra Nevadas here in California, and I kind of live probably about 6 blocks away from the highway. And my initial reason why I bought the plow was just to get from my house to the highway. And then I realized this is a pretty good plow. It actually could probably do my neighborhood. And it's not flat at all. It's very hilly and it's all asphalt, which is good. But I was able to, go around my neighborhood, start pushing snow, and it does great. I pushed up to 8 inches of snow with it, and it does phenomenal. This is the issues that I came upon the first time I used it, though. After the first 4 hours, there's a linch pin that connects to the chain from the arm of the linear actuator that raises and lowers the blade. Where the chain hooks up at the top, there's like a linch pin. That thing snapped. It's honestly just a little, not even that great of a piece of a metal. What I ended up doing to fix it is I got a pin, a grade 8 pin with the big red handle, and I'll show you guys in another quick video at the end of this video. I'll add on another clip of everything that I did to it. But it's a really nice pin, and it's actually super nice because it has a big red handle at the end of it, and you can pull it out if you need to adjust the chain or take it apart to service it or whatever. It actually is a better pin than the pin that they gave you, so just go to Tractor Supply, you can find them. Really awesome. I'm super glad that I did it in the first place. So any of you that are looking to buy one of these, do yourself a favor, just go ahead and buy that pin. It's going to save you a lot of headache down the road, and it's better to have that than to have the plow just continuously stuck on the ground because the pin that they give you snapped off or whatever. The second thing that went wrong was there's a little U-bolt at the end of the chain where it hooks to the blade of the plow to pull it up and down. The U-bolt that they give you, I don't know what, it's probably the weakest steel they probably make. And it totally snapped when I was lifting up the blade, and I wasn't able to lift my blade up or down. So what I went ahead and did is, I believe it's a 2-inch U-bolt, 2 inches wide from pole to pole with the U in it. I ended up getting a grade 8 U-bolt from Tractor Supply, put that on, haven't had any issues with it since. So another thing you want to buy right out the gate is one of those U-bolts, just to be prepared for, the last thing that you want is to finally get finished plowing and then have your blade just stuck running on the ground all the way back home because that U-bolt broke off and you're just driving on asphalt because you're already done plowing. That was definitely one thing that went wrong with it. The other thing that went wrong is after the first couple pushes, actually the blade markers that they give you, that they provide you with, those totally broke. Like I don't know what they make them out of, but it's not sturdy at all. I ended up getting up a replacement blade markers from Amazon, and I've had nothing but good luck with them after that. I mean, you can push snow, it doesn't matter, whatever, and they can bend any way you want them, and they will not break. I will provide a link to the Amazon link where I bought them from, so you guys can get those right out the gate as well. Because again, it's not really fun when you're driving in a snowstorm and can't see the edges of your plow or see where your plow is going as you're going up next to cars that are parked on the side of the road, or vice versa, whatever. It's just good to know where your blade is at all times, and having good blade markers are really a good thing to have when you're plowing. So right out the gate, you got that linch pin, you got that U-bolt, and you got the blade markers. The other thing that went wrong with it is there is a linear actuator. So the linear actuator itself, it did good for the first 4 times I used it, and each time I used it, I probably used it around 4 to 6 hours per time. As I was working the electric actuator, I noticed that the load that it's capable of lifting and is not that great. And within the first 4 times of using it, there is a thrust bearing inside the linear actuator, and it's probably only about 1 millimeter thick, and that's what engages the linear actuator to actually move up or down. And that broke into 3 pieces. As I was plowing, I noticed I couldn't lift the blade up or down, and that is because that thrust bearing inside the linear actuator broke into 3 pieces. And so what I did, just to get by, this is not my permanent fix, but just to get by, I found a 2-inch washer that has an outside diameter of 2 inches. The interior diameter of the washer is 3/4 of an inch. I believe the millimeter specs on it is 20 millimeters for the inside diameter, 50 millimeters for the outside diameter. Right thereabouts. It really won't matter that much if it's like 1 millimeter short or bigger. The inside diameter, you can just, if it's too small, you can wallow it out with like a lathe or something. Like, we have a mini lathe at our work, and so we just lathed it out real quick and made it a little bit wider. But that has been my temporary fix for it, and just recently it finally gave out on me this last snowstorm after using it for about 8 hours. I haven't took it apart to see what's actually wrong with it now, but it's definitely not working. I contacted DK2 for a warranty on the linear actuator, and they said that within a week they'll get back to me and they'll be shipping me out just a new one. I don't know why they just don't provide the small parts that come with it, because it's relatively very easy to take apart the linear actuator itself. So whatever, if they send me a new one, they send me a new one. But I've also been looking into other linear actuators, because I was just like, if the one that I had failed, and I mean, I'm using it for, what I consider regular snow use, which is like anything, 6 inches of snowfall and below. That should be a pretty typical, reason why you would need a snowplow, is anything above 2 to 3 inches, right? So I've been looking online for different linear actuators. Good thing is that they're pretty customizable. The one that comes with the DK2, if you're looking for another linear actuator, it has an 8-inch stroke. So if you're looking to buy another one, you want to get a waterproof one that has an 8-inch stroke. I found this one online that I bought just for shits and giggles now. That's coming to me just in case the one that the warranty comes with fails again. And that one has an 880 pound rating. with the 8-inch stroke, so you don't have to worry about overextending and bending your frame, whatever, as long as you know what that stroke is on the linear actuator. So basically, yeah, I have that coming, and I'll do another video when it comes of you know, seeing how it works in comparison to the other one that they give you, because it just seems like the force rating that they give you on that linear actuator is not as great as ones that are actually out there that are actually cheaper. The one that I bought has a 880 pound force. You can get ones that are 2,000 pound force for the same price, and I think I bought mine for $317, and I'll link that in the description again. And you know, I just realized when I was pushing snow and I would get to the end of the snowbank and I really wanted to lift up my blade, sometimes there wouldn't be enough, you know, force in the linear actuator to actually raise the blade until I backed up about a good foot or so. But I think with this new linear actuator, I'll be able to actually push some snow up as I lift up the blade as well. So that's just my updated video on what has happened since I've had it. Overall, it's a really good plow. I really like it. I think if they fix those issues in-house, they will have an amazing product. But we'll see if they do anything about that. I emailed them, their engineering team. I was just like, hey, these are the things that have gone wrong for me. But that's what that is. Another thing to take into consideration when you're plowing is the shoes, the skid shoes, and the blade scrapers that they come with. You want to have another set of those. They will probably last one season. If you're plowing like I am, I plowed probably about 5 times, about 4 to 6 hours each time I'm out. And with that, I mean, I already have to replace my blade scrapers. They're pretty much all the way down to the actual Snowplow big blade, not the scraper blade. So I have new ones coming for that. One thing that I probably wish I didn't do when I was installing it is I had an impact driver, and I impacted the carriage bolts that hold the blade scrapers onto the blade itself of the plow, and I wanted to take them off, and as I was noticing, I kind of did drive them on a little hard, and it ended up stripping up the screw. So just to keep in mind, when you're putting those together, don't overly tighten them to the point where you strip them out, because I didn't know at the time how long those blades would last, and they usually only last about a season, at least for me, for what I do. So yeah, and my skid shoes are all worn out too, so get new skid shoes, get blades with that, because you don't want to be also in the middle of a snowstorm and realize that you're plowing all the way down to the bolts of your blade because you didn't notice that your skid shoes are out. So that's about it, and hope you guys have a good day, and I will link everything in the description below. All right, thanks, bye.